Hello folks, and welcome to a new Music Alerts video, which will include a bevy of vinyl albums for you. But first, CD. Let's start with the UK audiophile label Ace and one Isaac Hayes and the compilation Hot and Buttered Singles, which brings together for the very first time all the Yellow Label Stax era Enterprise 45s, A and B sides from 1969 to 1972, which you might say was the Hayes golden years. We have 19 tracks in all, including, as you might expect, the theme from Shaft, plus many of his own unique symphonic soul outings. Also from Ace and another compilation is the very wonderful American Baroque, Chamber Pop and Beyond 1967 to 71. So that means mixing folk and pop and a bit of psychedelic rock, but also with an acoustic ethic. Bands include The Association, the Stone Ponies, Linda Ronstadt's first band, the Monkees, and lesser names like Appaloosa, H.P. Lovecraft, the Neon Philharmonic, Eternity's Children, people like that. Thoughtful, introspective, and terribly civilized. This is wonderful stuff. Next from Glitterbeat, I think it's Glitterbeat's first appearance in these videos. Hello Glitterbeat. Next from Glitterbeat is Parcham Prison, another Mississippi Sunday Morning, a prison recorded gospel outing. These are heartfelt, melancholy, surprise surprise, and raw recordings, sometimes with that primitive recording microphone reverb you sometimes hear in field recordings. It adds to the flavour of the album. Gird your loins before you listen. Next, we're going slightly avant-garde-ish with the Hungry Ghosts and their second album, Sigarki, from Nakama Records in Norway. This is a jazz trio of mainly tenor sax, bass and drums, but other bits and bobs too. This is a more in-your-face improv jazz, presenting just 4 tracks spanning less than 45 minutes-ish. Saying that though, 2 tracks clock in at over 15 and 20 minutes each. So there's plenty of room to maneuver here. The music can be aggressive, but there's room for nuance and subtlety here as well. Onto the alternative Facts label now, and Carlisle's Hardwicke Circus with Cumbria Pizza, the greatest hits unplugged. Recorded live at the Pizza Express, Holborn in London. This is, how can you describe this music? A pub chat set to music, maybe, a psychiatric report with a beat, a self-help book read by a laser. Unplugged is all of these things. Next, and on to Frontiers label now, and southern rock outfit Van Zant with the album Always Look Up, the band's first outing in around 20 years or so, and rather surprisingly, they've gone Christian rock. And in case you're unaware, Donny Van Zant co-founded 38 Special. Brother Johnny Van Zant is the current lead vocalist for Lynyrd Skynyrd, and their late brother Ronnie also fronted and co-founded that very band. Next up is Cinerama. This was a project, a 90s project from David, wedding present Gedge. This is the 25th anniversary deluxe edition of the original debut and arguably their best album, Va-Va-Voom, or Va-Va-Voom, I suppose I should pronounce it, spread over 2 discs and set within a multi-gatefold digipack. Originally released in 1998, what you have here is the original album plus a live recording of the same from 2023. What you also have here is naturalistic pop, but with a theatrical flair, play-for-today drama, and kitchen sink pop. A new reissue now from Alan Parsons and Pyramid from 1978. Is it 1978 or is it 1976? I'll put the date down below to confirm. Anyway, this one is packed with mystical symbolism, hence the title. It's also a supergroup, talented to the very extreme, with the likes of Colin Blunstone on vocals, Eric Wilson composes and hits keys a lot, Pilot's David Patton on bass and vocals, Pilot's vastly underrated lead guitar Ian Bernson, the one and only John Miles on vocals, Marmalade's Dean Ford on vocals, and many, many more. This format is in pure audio, and in case you're not quite sure what that is, it's basically Blu-ray audio, presented in a Blu-ray case. It includes a Dolby Atmos mix, 5.1 surround mix, plus a new HD remaster via the very talented and rather wonderful Miles Showell. There's also reading matter as well. You get a very nice 16-page booklet. First up on vinyl, and we have Slinky Vagabond and the Eternal Return, plus guests like Glenn Matlock and Earl Slick. Slinky Vagabond represent a couple of musicians who independently have one foot in the fashion business and the other foot in the music business. One from the original post-punk world in the UK, the other from the US, I think New York specifically. What falls out of the groove here has an American feel, I would say, possibly with Lightning Seeds overtones, a little bit of Elvis Costello as well. Next on the Spanish audiophile label Munster comes Stiv Bators, former frontman of the punk band The Dead Boys. This particular album is called Disconnected. Originally released in 1980, this was Stiv's debut and part of his ongoing evolution all the way from punk towards what we have here, which is more power pop, I would say. It was also his favourite genre during his youth, so he approached this particular album with a sense of passion, I suppose. This one arrives with 2 bonus tracks and a booklet. Also from Munster is the self-titled album from We All Together, a kind of Beatles-esque group that covers, well, actually covers a couple of Paul McCartney tracks, lesser-known tracks from, I think they're from the Wildlife Wings album. One is Tomorrow, the other Some People Will Never Know. There's a Badfinger cover in there too, Carry On Till Tomorrow. But there's also a rich wealth of harmony-rich, melodic, original material too, created in a Beatles-like direction. But this Peruvian band, who sing wholly in English, they had a raw talent all of their own, which sets them apart from many of the other Me Too Beatles fan bands. Finally, from Kraft, which is the Sony imprint, comes the Count Basie vocalist, Helen Humes, and the album, Songs I Like to Sing. Initially released on Contemporary in 1961, this outing is packed with quality American songbook songs like Love Me or Leave Me, My Old Flame, Don't Worry About Me, Imagination, and her classic $1 Million Secret. This release, backed by the great Ben Webster and Art Pepper, is arguably her best album, although, to be absolutely honest, there's a few contenders on that score. And that's your lot, folks. Thank you very much for staying to the end of this video. Down below, if you could do me a favour and click on the like and subscribe buttons, I'd be very grateful indeed. Further down are links to my Facebook group, which you're welcome to join, also my website, which has lots of other music stuff over there, which you will not find here, and my Patreon page too, which has other music-related text and video content. There's also, if you like your hi-fi, an exclusive hi-fi news etc. video which I post every single week, and there's one out this week. I'll be back doing more of this kind of thing this time next week. Hope to have your company. Until then, folks, bye bye for now.